Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, something big is coming to Bitcoin. Something that hasn't happened in nearly a year. As you guys can see, a weekly chart MACD cross is coming to Bitcoin probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and that's a big development because the last time that happened, it resulted in a bull market that lasted well over 6 months. The time before that resulted in a 2-year-long bull market. And guys, the really cool thing here is that Bitcoin is looking like it's about to have a weekly chart MACD cross while Bitcoin already looks like it's about to start a bull market, and while it already looks like we're about to get above some major levels of resistance. It kind of looks like all the pieces are falling into place. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing not only this weekly chart MACD cross, but also several of the other technical factors going into the beginning of a new Bitcoin bull market and why I think that there's a very strong case to be made for that, a Bitcoin bull market starting. If you guys are interested in learning more about the technical landscape of Bitcoin so that you can better inform your trades and your investments, I do encourage you guys to continue watching this video. But before we dive on into that, guys, I do want to remind you of the sale running on CT2A right now. That's our program that consists of over 34 videos, over 10 hours of high-quality content designed to teach you in the quickest way possible how to understand, analyze, and read charts so that you're able to trade and invest in these markets in a profitable manner. If you use the coupon code January2020 at checkout, you'll get $40 off on the Academy, and you're going to get access to all current and all future content because a major update is coming to CT2A relatively soon. So if you guys want access to all of the content herein and the extra 16 videos we're going to be adding within the next 3 months or so, check us out at the link in the description down below. But anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Oh, and I also forgot one very important announcement. If you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We post daily cryptocurrency videos, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. Announcement over. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and get on into this, guys. What's most important here is this. Bitcoin is converging, and it's converging very quickly on the MACD. As you can see here, for the last 7 weeks in a row, Bitcoin has had bullish MACD convergence. Those 3 words are important because the entire video is based off of them. Bitcoin's MACD has been in a pretty steep downtrend here over the last several months, but in the last 2 months, Bitcoin's MACD has started to converge bullish on itself as a result of sideways and now uptrending price action. And this is not just another technical, guys. This is not just something that you can write off and say, okay, well, Bitcoin might do something here. Bitcoin might ignore this. This is not insignificant. I want to make sure you guys understand that. If we look at the history on Bitcoin here, what we're going to see is that the last time that we saw a bullish cross on the MACD chart was back over here in February, around the early part of February 2019, right in here. Guess what followed that? A 6-month bull market that would result in a 335% rally. Yeah, seriously, it's important. And guys, if we look even farther back into history here, what we're going to see is that the last time we saw a bullish MACD cross was back in October of 2016. 4 years ago, guys, Bitcoin had a bullish MACD cross. That's the last time that a major one happened. There were a couple of little minor ones here that didn't really mean anything, but the last actual proper MACD cross happened in October of 2016, and following that cross, Bitcoin rallied 2,800%. But wait, let's show you one more, because if we go on the BLX chart, we can see the time before that a MACD cross happened, and it was right over here in September of 2015. Yeah, the third oldest MACD cross before the one we're about to see happened 5 years ago, guys. They don't happen very often, but when they do happen, they're very important. As you can see, it happened at the very beginning of this bull market and immediately resulted in a 122% rally, but it also preceded the entire Bitcoin bull market that would follow, which resulted in a 10,000% rally. So I hope you guys understand that I'm not clickbaiting you when I say that this is important and this will have impacts on the Bitcoin market. Every time Bitcoin has a MACD cross, it is significant, bearish crosses included. I just didn't show them here. And you know, the timing on this is really interesting too, because if we look at some of our other bullish confirmations of a new bull market starting, like for example, the 20 exponential moving average on the weekly chart being crossed, they're converging. They're happening at the same time. Bitcoin looks like it's going to break this moving average at the same time that it has that bullish cross on the MACD. That doesn't happen a whole lot, guys. In the Academy, we have 2 videos covering the convergence of support and resistance and the convergence of short and long-term trends. And when you have 2 trends converge like that, it's normally very important. And as you guys can see in history here, Bitcoin did not have a bullish cross on the MACD down here and cross the 20 EMA at the same time. In fact, they happened almost 3 months apart. But right now, it looks like we're going to have this bullish MACD cross in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And at the exact same time, it looks like we'll be crossing the 20 weekly EMA, which means that the bullish forces from both of those events, both of them being very important, mind you, are going to compound on each other and result in, more than likely, even more bullish strength and more bullish confidence. And by the way, guys, as far as I'm aware, the last time the 20 weekly exponential moving average was crossed and a bullish cross happened on the MACD at the same time was at the beginning of the 2016-17 bull market in October of 2015. 4 years ago. And again, remember to a few minutes ago, what happened when we saw Bitcoin have that cross and that weekly chart MACD cross? A 10,000% bull market. Now, look, I want to make one thing very clear. I'm not trying to spread FOMO. I'm not trying to directly inject hopium into your veins. I'm not trying to get you guys hyped up. I'm not trying to get you guys emotional. I'm not trying to do any of that. But I do want you guys to understand that something very good looks like it's about to happen on the Bitcoin market if the rest of what we talk about in today's video does play out. So let's go ahead and get on into that as well. Because the weekly chart MACD crossing is more or less inevitable right now. Bitcoin would have to fall very quickly and very far for that to not actually cross bullish. But the 20 weekly EMA being cross bullish is not a guarantee. And if Bitcoin were to reject here and start moving down to $6,000 or so, this weekly chart MACD cross could very easily just kind of do that number and start diverging again. Even if, first of all, they do have a little bit more of a cross, it could be a very short-lived cross if Bitcoin doesn't play out the rest of this market very carefully. And that's where some more shorter-term technical analysis comes in, guys, because on the hourly chart, what we're going to see here is that Bitcoin has been in an uptrend ever since the 2nd of January. We rallied around 23%. And from there, guys, as you know, normally when Bitcoin has a rally, it goes into a bull flag, and then a rally will continue from there. Well, we have a very clearly defined downtrend right now on Bitcoin, not a very clearly defined uptrend. I wouldn't call this a point of contact. I have a feeling that Bitcoin might drop a couple $100 later on in today's trading day or into the next couple of days to establish an uptrend of support down here, and this is going to develop into a longer term triangle pattern that will hopefully result in a bullish breakout. But the point here is this: Bitcoin needs to break this shorter term downtrend that I've drawn, and we need to continue rallying up to above $8,500, and I want to hold it for at least a week. If we can do that, then I am going to be very happy on Bitcoin, and a very large rally is probably going to result from that. Guys, just as I was saying when Bitcoin was rallying up to $13,800, I was actually live streaming when we hit the top up here, and people kept asking me because Bitcoin was rallying so quickly, Jeb, should I jump into a position? Jeb, should I go long? Jeb, should I buy more Bitcoin? Jeb, should I invest my life savings? Jeb, what should I do? And I told you guys for like a month or two leading up to this rally, I said the exact same thing that I said in the very first video that we ever put on this channel. Bitcoin was getting overextended. Bitcoin did not have a correction to speak of right here, and so the bulls did not get a chance to take a break, and the bears didn't get a chance to actually have their voices heard either. So of course Bitcoin was going to have to pay for that, as it always does, and we had a 6-month downtrend to follow. But just in the same way that Bitcoin was too bullish over here, in the last 6 to 7 months, ever since July, Bitcoin has been too bearish. We haven't had a whole lot of exuberance coming out of the bulls because we've just been beaten down and down and down. But now, guys, instead of trending to the downside like we're trending sideways, and now recently we're actually trending up again. And that's a good development, guys. In the same way that we were too bullish up here, I think we're getting too bearish over here. In the same way that we were overbought over here, we're oversold over here, and Bitcoin is primed and ready for something to happen, and I think it's going to happen within the next 45 days. It's probably going to happen much quicker than that, but you want to leave a little bit of a window, don't you? And by the way, don't forget the halving's coming up. That's an extremely bullish fundamental development on Bitcoin. That's going to change the stock to flow ratio. That's going to result in a lot of hype on Bitcoin. You know, the mainstream media even is going to be talking about it. That's going to drive a lot of attention to Bitcoin when Bitcoin is probably already going to be in a somewhat well-formed uptrend in May when that halving comes through. So guys, here's the gist. Bitcoin is in a bull flag on the shorter term charts. It needs to break bullish, and if it breaks bullish, then we're going to break through the 20 weekly exponential moving average, as we can see right here. Pretty much no matter what we're going to be doing, Bitcoin is going to have a bullish MACD cross to follow that, and both of those technicals on their own can start bull markets alone. But when you combine both of them, that results in a lot of bullish pressure, and it is probably going to be the thing that will start an uptrend that will hopefully lead us back to $20,000 and beyond here in the year of 2020. So guys, I hope you got some good value out of this video, but before we wrap it up, there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and it's about complacency. Now, you might be thinking, Jeb, why are we talking about complacency? We were just talking about Bitcoin. How does this tie in? I promise you what I'm saying here is going to tie into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But first, I want to ask you a question. How many of your New Year's resolutions succeed, and how many of your New Year's resolutions fail? Furthermore, how many people's New Year's resolutions succeed and how many of them fail? Well, I don't know about you, but statistically, the vast majority of them fail. And that's always been something that interests me. If people say, okay, well, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week for January, and then I'm going to try and build into a new habit, quite frankly, considering everything that humans are capable of going through, the amount of hardship that a human can withstand, we've seen throughout history, how can people not get themselves to even go to the gym? How can people not get themselves to read 15 minutes a day? I mean, these are not hard New Year's resolutions that people set for themselves. So how does it not actually How do people fail? I mean, seriously, it doesn't seem like it should happen logically. But then you have the human element, and it becomes very apparent the reason that New Year's resolutions fail. And the reason is because the lives we live now are very comfortable. In fact, they're too comfortable. Thanks to technology, we have everything we could ever need. We've got coffee at our fingertips. We've got water at our fingertips. We've got internet, plumbing, air conditioning. We have everything. We live very comfortable lives, and the only problems that we really have are the problems that we make for ourselves because of that comfort. The reason New Year's resolutions fail is not because they're hard. The reason that New Year's resolutions fail is because many of us have gotten soft. And the reason that we've gotten soft is because we live such comfortable lives that our brains allow us to become complacent. And honestly, in the modern era, I think it's a silent killer and one of the biggest dangers that we face, because at the end of the day, when you get complacent and when you get too comfortable, eventually life is going to throw you a curveball. And because you weren't fighting to prepare for that, it's going to take you by surprise. We fail our New Year's resolutions because we don't know what we're fighting for. We fail our New Year's resolutions because we don't have a long-term vision. We fail our New Year's resolutions because we don't have a goal. We become complacent because our lives are so easy. And at that point, it's not even really a problem of self-discipline. It's more of a problem of understanding why it didn't work in the first place. And there's a reason that I'm bringing all this up, guys. And it's because even though for 19 years old, I have a lot of success and I've done very well for myself, I still feel like I haven't really progressed much in the last 2 years. And I keep thinking, well, Jeb, you have all these dreams and visions. You want to be a billionaire. You want to help hundreds of millions of people. You want to go to the moon. Why are you not working harder? Why are you complacent? And the reason that I'm complacent, guys, is because I'm comfortable. The reason that more doesn't get done in my life sometimes is because I'm comfortable. The reason is because I had a very hard life, and then now I have a much easier life. The problems I used to have were more significant, and now they're not very hard, and it's kind of like I'm just taking a long vacation. And that's not a good thing because it stops your development, it hinders your growth, and it will stifle any of your dreams if you let it. So guys, remember that the complacency that's holding you back, it's happening and it's there because you're too comfortable. It's happening partially because you don't have self-control. By the way, I'm the number one person that makes that mistake, but it's mainly because you don't have a vision and you forgot what you're fighting for. So guys, I want you to do something for me, and I'm going to do it today also. Go and think about in excruciating detail what you want out of your life. I'm talking, what kind of job do you want? Do you want to run a business? If so, what business is it? If so, how many employees do you want? What's your revenue per year? How many hours a day do you want to work? What kind of coffee do you want to drink in the morning? How long do you want your commute to be? How big is your house? What color are the curtains? I want you to go and think about everything that you want. Absolutely everything, because it's much easier to work 12 hours a day instead of 3 hours a day when you realize what you're fighting for. And the higher your aspirations, the harder you're going to have to fight. And the higher your aspirations, the harder they're going to be to reach. But if you at least understand what you're fighting for, then you'll have the motivation, hopefully, to actually fight for it. So guys, if you've already failed your New Year's resolutions, it doesn't matter. January 30th, there's nothing different between December 31st and January 1st. It's just a day. You can start your New Year's resolutions on the 14th of January. It's not the end of the world. Guys, just pick one, stick with it, make that one successful, then pick another one, stick with it, and make it successful. Every month, start a new habit, stick with it, don't let it fail for any reason. Don't go more than 2 days without actually doing that habit, and you're going to be fine. So guys, like I like to say at the end of these things, I'm not trying to be preachy, I'm not trying to get up on a soapbox, just something that I've learned, and I thought you guys might get some good value out of it, especially considering we've just seen the new year roll over. But guys, before we wrap the video out, I do want to remind you of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, because C22A is what allows these videos to be possible. Guys, without the course, this channel would have never been able to develop into the kind of quality that we're able to produce now. We would have never been able to afford this microphone and this studio and this camera and this lighting and this computer equipment. We wouldn't have been able to do that if it weren't for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. So guys, this is a great offer. There's 34 videos and over 10 hours of high quality content teaching you everything you need to know about the basics of technical analysis up through the more advanced concepts so that you can get into the market and start profiting in your trades and your investments. This is what I challenge you to do. If you're at all interested in CT2A, I want you to join our free Discord server down below. Go in there and say, hey, is anybody here a member of CT2A? Has anyone here joined Jeb's Academy? Can I talk to you in person? And there's a lot of people over there. There's 2,500 people in that Discord. Someone is bound to say yes. You can join them in the DMs and you can talk to them for 2 or 3 minutes, ask them some questions, and see what they think. That's not me talking. That's one of our students. I don't know who you're going to talk to, but I know that we have a good product. And I know if you get their honest testimony that they're going to say good things, because I trust the work that we put here, and I trust the over 1,000 students who have told me that they enjoy the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and that they've gotten every single penny worth of their value out of it. Guys, I could literally throw over 200 testimonies up on screen right now and have Taylor have to edit that for the next 3 hours, but you can Photoshop testimony. You can't Photoshop all those people in the Discord server and what they have to say. So go down there and do that. And remember, guys, there's a $40 off coupon code running that'll probably run for another 4 or 5 days. It's called January 2020. If you apply that at checkout, you get $40 off on the Academy and get access to all current and future content when we release it. But before we wrap out the video, guys, there's one last thing I want to say, and like I've said in several videos lately, it's a thank you. I want to thank you guys for everything that you've done for me. We're up to 30,300 subscribers now, and that is absolutely mind-boggling. It's really cool, and guys, I really do want to thank you guys for the support that you've given to the channel and for giving us the ability to continue making these videos. It really does mean a lot, and I do want to thank you guys for that. So guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap out the video, but before we do, I first want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.